Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Santa Anita Park here on Saturday. It's the 11th of January 2020. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Santa Anita, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Let's get to the stakes action from Santa Anita races 3 and 8. Third race, it is the Las Cienegas Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse of $100,000. Race for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have 5 horses going to the turf course, a distance of ground of 1,100 meters, if y'all want to go to that, or the distance of ground of 5.5 furlongs on the Santa Anita lawn, the turf course. 1,100 meters, 5.5 furlongs. I really like these 5.5 furlong races. Okay, they're not as exciting as the hillside turf course races, but they're still, exciting races. And I think the extra half furlong makes it a little bit better towards closers than those 5/8 races they were running last fall and spring. But the top selection here, I'm going to take the Brazilian import, Jolie Olympica. I'm going to go 315 in the trifecta, 315 trifecta, top selection 3-horse Jolie Olympica, 4-year-old filly by Drosselmeyer, Dick Mandela trains, Mike Smith gets the mount. I have a rule usually. I don't usually bet these horses from South America first off the break, first start in America, because usually they don't run at all, when I've noticed. But Dick Mandela, when he gets these horses, he has a great striking rate with them. And looking over the replays for this horse, years ago it would have been hard to find these replays, but with the power of the internet now, you can find them. And looking over the horse, I think he has a live chance to win here. His most recent outing came in Gaeva in Brazil, 9th of June, 1 mile on very wet ground, and in a local Group 1. The horse won by 6 lengths that day, and he stalked. He got the lead, and then he took off clear. That was a good run, but the race prior was a small margin victory in a local Group 3, 7.5 furlongs on the turf, April 28th. He won by 3.25 lengths, and the front runner was setting a wicked pace on the front end for an international race, quite quick. But when this horse got the lead in the 3/16 pole, or 300 meters from home, this horse took off clear and probably could have won around another 5 times at 40 cents a dollar locally. That was a very good run, and then broke the main very nicely back at a sprinting trip. Coming back to sprinting here today, doesn't need the lead, but could stalk, which I think is very good. At 6-5, training well. I'm going to use this horse along with the 1-horse Storm the Hill. This horse, is cutting back in trip. If say this race was down the hillside turf course like it normally was, 6.5 furlongs, I would bet Storm the Hill until it hurts. But here today, if there's going to be a pace meltdown, I think Storm the Hill can get it. Question is, it could be a little bit too short for her. I think, like I said, 6.5 might be her preferred trip, but I'm going to use her as an insurance play. But to recap my selection for the third from Santa Anita, it's the grade 3 Las Cienegas Stakes. Going to go with the 3-horse Jolie Olympica. We'll also use the 1-horse Storm the Hill on the Moldy race. We'll go 3-1-5 in the trifecta. So now let's get over to race number 8 from Santa Anita. The 8th race from Santa Anita, it's the Las Cienegas Stakes, grade 3 purse, $200,000. Race for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 8 horses going to the main track. The distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the 1 mile and 1/16th trip on the main track. 1,700 meters, 1 mile, 1/16th. The top selection here in the Las Cienegas, I'm going to take the number 4-horse Message. We'll go 4-7-6-1 in the superfecta, 4-7-6-1 super. Top selection 4-horse Message. Mike Smith again on this 4-year-old filly by Warrior's Reward. Bob Baffert trains this one. The horse is making her second start against stakes company horses, but the last stakes race came quite a while ago. Most recently ran on the 7th of December at Los Al. It was rated good, but it was really on the muddier side of good. An Ops 50 claimer at a mile at Los Al, and the horse won by 9 lengths. Very heavy track. She just sat on the front end all throughout and just took off clear. It doesn't get any easier than that. Before that, Del Mar 6.5 and Ops 40. The horse finished second by a length, and she just kind of dueled most race. She couldn't get the good turn of foot, but she still ran decently there. And then before that, at Santa Anita, 6 furlongs, Ops 40. The horse finished third by 4 lengths there, and that was a weird race and a weird ride by Evan Roman. This horse stalked, got back, came up a little bit late, but it was just a weird ride there. And then the only start this horse ran against stakes quality horse came in the Beverly J. Lewis at Los Al, 6.5, 6 furlongs back in September, where the horse finished third by 2 1/4 lengths. He stalked it and set the pace early on, but just couldn't get the good turn of foot. It was much, the winner was just much the best that day. But second start around 2 turns, I think the horse will get a good trip. At 4-1, if there could be a possible upset to Spice Perfection, I think it could be her. I think Spice Perfection you also have to use here, but she is making her first start around 2 turns in a year and a half. Her last two-turn race came in June of 2018 in the Malaire, where the horse finished second by a half length behind Loving Lind, who just ran a terrific race. This horse I think the 2 turns got to her late, but since then I think this horse is a much improved horse. It's 5-2. I'll use her on the multi-race, but I want to take a horse that's more recently improved around 2 turns, and I think that could be Message. So we'll take her, but we'll use Spice Perfection on the multi-race as insurance play. But to recap my selection for the 8th from Santinitas, the Grade 3 La Canada, let's take the 4-horse Message. We'll also use the 7-horse Spice Perfection in the multi-race. We'll go 4-7-6-1 in the superfecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5. Good luck, everybody.